Welcome back to the Business and Ministry. I'm Jophine. In today's video, we'll discuss what to do with the offering envelopes. Hopefully, you have not thrown them away. When I first started working with a small church years ago, everything was done by hand. Tithe envelopes, tally sheets, even the giving statements. It really didn't work. They just did what they thought was right. But even as a small ministry, there needed to be a system. That experience opened my eyes to something critical. Systems matter. It's having systems in place that provide foundational structure regardless of the size of the ministry. That's why I created the Business and Ministry, to help ministries grow with excellence, one organized system at a time. Today, we're going to walk through part 2 of the basic system that ministries need to track tithes so the financial records are accurate, the process is efficient, and your members can give with confidence.
Keeping accurate and organized records is essential to the integrity of your ministry. This isn't just administration, it's wise stewardship. The envelopes protect the church in critical roles such as preventing theft and fraud, confirmation of donor contributions, supporting accurate year-end statements, forecasting for budgets and planning, and ensuring audit and compliance readiness. After the church offerings have been counted, the envelopes should be handled carefully to ensure accurate record keeping and maintain confidentiality. Retaining envelopes ensures compliance with audit and tax regulations. The records of donations serve as verification in case of inquiries or disputes. Here's what typically happens. Retrieve the empty tithe envelopes from the finance team. Check for accuracy. Use the attached copy of the donation tracking sheet as a checklist. Ensure all envelopes have been documented accurately during the counting process, including donor names, amounts, and designated categories, i.e., tithes, missions, building fund. There are several ways to maintain complete donor records. One option is a fully manual system. However, relying solely on handwritten records can lead to unnecessary stress, especially when generating accurate year-end giving statements. A second method involves tracking contributions in an Excel spreadsheet, which offers more organization but still requires careful oversight. A third option is using a software program specifically designed to track donations and produce giving statements. Finally, some ministries choose to outsource the entire process. After depositing funds as outlined in the Counting the Offering video, a professional handles the bookkeeping, reconciliations, and reporting. For this video, we'll assume the church uses an in-house computer program to manage the records. Individual donor records. Each donor should have an individual profile in the system. When a husband and wife give together, their names should be combined into a single record that matches how the donation is received. This prevents duplicate entries and avoids overstating contribution totals. If on occasion they give as individuals, then yes, there will be 3 records for this couple. Be sure to create a new profile for each new donor and regularly update existing records with any changes to contact information. Input data. The information from each envelope should be entered into the church's financial system or donor management software. This ensures that every contribution is properly recorded for accurate end-of-year giving statements. Be sure to enter the information exactly as written on the envelope, especially noting any updates or corrections marked in red. Validation. Verify that each envelope is listed on the donation tracking sheet. Once data entry is complete, print a summary report and compare it to the donation tracking sheet. Be sure to verify each giving category's totals. If discrepancies are found, address them immediately with the counting team while the details are fresh. Once the information from the envelopes has been completed and verified, the envelopes must be retained. This can be achieved either by physically storing the envelopes or by scanning the envelopes for digital storage. Storage of offering envelopes. Organize the envelopes alphabetically by last name or by donor account number, if applicable. The printed verification report can be used for this task.
Digital versus physical storage. While both options have their strengths, the biggest deciding factors are cost and space. Digital storage offers quick access, data backup, and reduced physical clutter, but requires investing in a secure cloud storage solution, plus office equipment such as a scanner and shredder. Physical storage, on the other hand, is familiar and accessible for smaller ministries, but demands constantly purchasing boxes and reserving dedicated space for long-term retention.
The batch control header documents are optional to summarize the information for verification and retrieval. A copy of the donation tracking sheet can be used or added to the batch header sheet. It's time to store the envelopes. For physical storage, when envelopes are kept in boxes, begin by completing the batch control header card using information from the donation tracking sheet. Be sure to include the names of everyone involved in the counting process. Place the completed card on top of the envelopes, secure the stack with a rubber band, and store it in a box clearly labeled with the start date. If the box becomes full, add the current date as the end date to the box, seal it, and store it securely. Then start a new box for future entries. The start date will be when the first item is placed inside.
These are the necessary tools that are needed for physical storage. Be sure that you have the room to store the boxes. Also, establish a filing system in case retrieval is needed.
You must have a scanner and a computer for digital storage. If not, the process can be outsourced. First, complete the batch control header sheet with the verified information from the donation tracking sheet. Are you familiar with setting up dated folders on the computer? Do you know how to map the scanned images into the appropriate computer file? Both of the forms are scanned before the envelopes. Consider the type of scanner, flatbed or document feeder, and envelopes. If the seams need to be opened, making into one sheet of paper and duplex scanned to determine the best way to scan. Ensure that the scanned envelopes are legible as a digital file and properly saved. Click on the image of the envelope on the computer screen. Once verified, shred the physical envelopes.
These are must-have tools for digital storage: a computer, a scanner. You can use your printer if it has one, and a cross-cut shredder. Be sure that you have sufficient computer storage capacity, or purchase a cloud storage account. Using a flash drive isn't recommended for primary storage. It's okay as a secondary resource.
In conclusion, you must have clear and consistent procedures for handling the church's offering envelopes. They are official financial records that protect the church and the donor. Whether you're using a manual or digital system, how you record, store, and verify donations matter. Keep it simple, accurate, and accountable. There's a link in the description box below to obtain information concerning your state's record retention guidelines. Do you know the criteria for selecting the finance and accounting teams? Yes, they are different, and both are necessary. Our time before you is up, and we thank you for yours. Choose the thumbs up button, share this information, and subscribe to the Business and Ministry channel. Until next time, God bless.